If you're quiet, the master won't see you or hear you. We can sneak in and watch him work.
Welcome miniature fans! Today I am painting the gold dragon Wyrmling, and it comes with a small treasure pile, and this is from your WizKids range of miniatures. Absolutely fantastic. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take it out the box. I will give you a little 360 of the miniature and we'll see if we need any prep work done before we start painting. Now today's paint as a gold dragon is very simple. I mean, the basic paint they have done on the back of the box is just gold and silver. So what we shall be doing today is we shall do the gold, and I'll show you how to add some inks to make that gold look more rustic. And I'll show you how to make that flame glow using some contrast paint by Games Workshop. So all my little dragons are out of the box, ready for their first coat of paint. Now before we can do any painting, we have to check over the miniature for any little marks. On the miniature for mold lines and flashing, as they call it. So what we do with that is I've got a round-headed file, and I can just remove any of the mold lines from this miniature very simply with this little file. You can get these at all hobby shops. Now once you've removed any excess mold lines, I'll mention this in all the videos because it's quite important, and you can reprime with surface primer from Vallejo, and you will get that same primer coat as you started with. So that's all you need to do to prep up your models to begin with. Just check around the models for any lines and any unsightly gaps. If you do find any gaps, I have some Vallejo plastic putty. Now Vallejo plastic putty is the same as green stuff, where it goes solid, and that fills in all your little gaps on all your miniatures and works fantastic. And it's just like a tub of toothpaste. You just squirt it into the little gaps and it goes solid, and you can paint directly over it like plastic. So I will get all my gold painted. I'm going to paint gold on all the dragons fully, and I'm going to do all the bases. For the flames we shall go for white. I will coat these in about 2 or 3 coats of the brightest white possible, so my final coat, when I put my ink wash over that, that'll give a very nice effect. So I'll come back once I've got these all painted up in gold. Okay, we've made a really good start. What I did was I used Vallejo brass for all the gold areas. It gives a much more richer feel to that gold. Even though it's brass, it comes across more as a gold strong colour. I used Vallejo white on all the flames for the dragon, and I also used the brass on the treasure piles. Now what we've got here is some Vallejo wash. This is a sepia shade. This will be brown wash, and what we do with the brown wash, that will go over all the areas of gold. So I'll give that wash to every single part that's got a gold area on that miniature. And once that has dried, I've got some Vallejo neutral grey, and that'll be for the base of the dragons. And so what I'll do is I'll come back once I've added all that ink wash, and then I'll show you where we go from there. Right, all the ink washes have been added to my dragons, and I've also painted the bases with my neutral grey. Absolutely lovely. And that brown ink wash has just made all that gold and all the shades come out all over the miniature. Absolutely fantastic. So now I'm going to show you the flames. Now what I've done, I've given 2 coats of white by Vallejo, and now I'm going to show you the contrast paint. This one here, the yellow contrast paint by Citadel Miniatures. Okay then. Now with this paint, it needs a really good shake Always give these a really, really good shake. Get all those pigments flowing and mixed together. Now, this is quite a new experience for me, but what I've found with this paint is it saves you so much time, and it gives you an instant flame effect as long as you paint it over white, and it is just fantastic. So all we need to do is we get our little white flame, we get some of this lovely little yellow. It looks orange, but it's actually yellow, and we just go over the flames, and it gives you an instant fire effect. Because what happens is, because we have painted the primer and the base coat white, the highest areas will stay yellow and lighter, and the orange goes directly into the deep recesses of this miniature, giving you that lovely, beautiful effect of flame. So there we are, simple as that, absolutely beautiful. The treasure piles are super easy. All we've got there is your gold. I've used some Vallejo silver, and what you do, you just place the silver randomly. You don't have to paint every single coin. So what you do, you just spread out that silver all around those little bases there, and it will give the same effect as if you painted each one individually. And because we've added that brown ink wash, that has given depth to the coins and all the silver. So that's all you need to do for those treasure piles, and they look fantastic. So this is the gold Wyrmling, and I've painted it to the same standard as what they've got on the back of the box. So this is a basic tabletop standard, and if you're a beginner, this is perfect, and it's more than acceptable to play on your tabletop games. But as always, I'm going to go a little bit further, and I'll show you my finished tabletop miniature. So here are the finished gold dragon Wyrmlings with treasure piles. I've added some gold glitter to the bases and the little treasure piles just to give them that little bit more shine. I've added the eyes and the horns, and I've also added a little bit of shading to all the gold by using some highlights, using a lighter gold on the wings and the back and the tail. So there we are. This is what I would call a tabletop standard, and I'm very happy with how this miniature looks. Absolutely beautiful miniature for your tabletop games. So there we are. If you enjoy what I'm doing, then please hit that sub button. If you want to support the channel, then please become a patron. All patrons are added to the end credits of all my videos. So until next time.
Goodbye, my fellow ones. Sleep well. Dream of evil paintbrushes.